My name is Smita and I'm proud to be a part of Yamaha family. Today we have with us Mr. Glenn Fernandez, an accomplished singer who works with Yamaha as a keyboard specialist, and along with him we have Mr. Vivek Chaturvedi from digital team Yamaha Music India. In our previous session, we talked about practice tool, practice routine, raga scale, riyaz, innovation learning, bandish, styles, folk elements, etc. And today we are going to talk about how to do musician marketing and how to do it yourself. So over to Vivek now. Thank you.
If you're a singer, you want to, after doing a lot of work, you come back home and you want to sing in the evening and share it with your friends, then you want to be here. People who want to do worship from home can do this very, very easily also. So it's very, very easy. My name is Glenn Fernandez. I'd like to welcome all our attendees today who are new and who have been following us from the last webinar. So welcome to everybody. So first things first, we have the click meeting that we have. We have a small box this side and box that side. Here you can see me talking, and here you can see the presentation playing back. And down there's a small chat box. Okay, so that chat box is for you to communicate with me and with us. Okay, so whenever we ask you something, if you can type your questions, your answers there would be really, really interactive for us to continue this interactive session, because it's all about interaction. Okay, we all are musicians, so it'll be really, really fun. All right, so Hindi or English is the question we always ask. So we'll try to mix Hindi and English. Okay, I'll try to mix Hindi and English. So जो हिंदी में जानना चाहते हैं, आपके पास स्क्रीन है यहाँ पर, जहाँ पर मैं दिख रहा हूँ, यहाँ पर प्रेजेंटेशन है और नीचे एक छोटा सा चैट बॉक्स है. तो कभी कभी आपको दोनों देखने होते हैं, सो यू कैन जस्ट टॉगल, एक बीच में एक वो स्क्वायर लाइन है, यू कैन जस्ट मूव फ्रॉम हियर और देयर एंड सी बोथ द थिंग्स देयर. अगर आप लैपटॉप यूज कर रहे हैं, यू कैन सी दोनों आपके स्क्रीन पे आ रहे होंगे. बट इफ यू यूजिंग मोबाइल्स, देन यू हैव टू स्विच to the visuals as well as the presentation. Okay, so as a musician, I always thought I could sit in the studio mein baith ke, I can keep practicing, or I'll get better. And one fine day, I'll get work. Kaam milega, we'll get to play. But it's not so simple nowadays, because things have changed. And so many years before, it was possible. But now things have changed. It's come to a digital world we are in today. And as musicians, as teachers, it's very important for us to know how these things are going to help us. So many years before, when I was studying in Malaysia with one of my teachers at that time, her name was Junie. She was teaching me arrangement of orchestral instruments and string instrument arrangement and many embellishments that I can use for performance. So at that time, she told me, Glenn, this is, you do it as a hobby. And I was like, no. This is a full-time thing for me. I do music full-time. So she said, it's like a business. Aapka business hai ye. So she was like, agar ye aapka business hai, that means you need to know everything about your business. Okay? So if it is, music is your business, then you need to know everything about your business. So there was a time I used to. It's a very funny episode, but they have 12 keys, to play scales. So I was very comfortable C ka scale or F ka scale. So I was very scared to play the C sharp or F sharp. So I used to always run away from that. So playing in 12 keys was what she was asking me to do. कि आपको 12 keys में keyboard play करना आना चाहिए. So I was always running away from them. But when I was studying with her, she told me, let's spend some time. So I spent 15 minutes only. And after that, I was so free to play in 12 keys. I was not scared anymore. I didn't have to worry if I get a song in F sharp, how I'm going to play. So like this. you don't need to run away from your fears. So this has been this also has been very easy for me to understand, to overcome your fears, so doesn't bother me anymore. As a friend, it is very important for us to uh, keep these situations very friendly with us, knowing these techniques. So mostly we avoid these kind of things because we are very happy in our comfort zone, right? So resulting, we may lose some work. Okay. And every day I feel if we overcome one fear every day, then we can do a lot of progress in our life, right? You guys agree with me that we can do progress? You guys can type in the chats. Yeah, I think you can chat there. That's awesome. So let me just bring this up from here. Yes. Okay. As a creative person, I think all of us, we are here, musicians, students, teachers. We all are creative. We got this gift from about music. So all we need to do is just apply a direction, which can help us go further. All right. So tonight we have a marketing genius, as Smitha already mentioned. His name is Vivek Chaturvedi. He will help us understand and will share with us what should we do, how can we do. So I would like to ask Vivek to please share with us, as a musician or as a teacher, how can we get out there in this big world of digital marketing. All right. So Vivek, are you there? Vivek? I think we've got some connection problems. I think he was just right there. Oh, he's back. He's there. All right. So Vivek is coming up. Yes, Vivek. All right.
There are 1000 songs are uploaded to music streaming services in India every single hour. This number raises some fundamental questions in your mind, that in such tough competition in music industry, how will my music stand out amongst the rest? Or what is the way to reach my right audience? Although you are a good musician and made a mind-blowing video or a post, today I will help you to learn how to master social media, and not only to create an effective strategy for your music, but maximize the impact of your personal brand value. So the first question comes, why do you need to market your music? म्यूजिक को मार्केटिंग करने की ज़रूरत क्या है, क्यों है? As per recent studies, we Indians spend 19 hours per week in listening to music, whereas global average is 18 hours. With music continue to grow, artists continuing to release music, it becomes difficult to stand out among the crowd. Music marketing is increasing awareness around your music and piquing new and existing listeners' interest. म्यूजिक मार्केटिंग आपके म्यूजिक को नए लिसनर्स तक पहुंचाती है. नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन कम्स, वेयर टू स्टार्ट एंड हाउ टू स्टार्ट. कहाँ से स्टार्ट करें और कैसे स्टार्ट करें. ऑल ऑफ यू आर अवेयर विथ सम ऑफ सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स. Now the first point comes, the most important thing is visibility. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. To start basic thing in your visibility in digital world, for that you must create your social business pages in different social media platforms, at least 3 to 4 platforms. Remember, I am suggesting you social business pages, not your personal profiles. I have seen lot of people promote their music through their personal profiles. But to establish a personal brand, it's mandatory you have to create your own social business pages in social media platforms. After creating the social business pages, you have to claim your page vanity URL or customize URL. जब आप अपना सोशल मीडिया बिजनेस पेज बनाते हो किसी भी प्लेटफॉर्म में, तो आपको एक डिफ़ॉल्ट यूआरएल मिलता है, लेकिन वो यूआरएल यूज़र फ्रेंडली नहीं होता है। आप उस यूआरएल को कस्टमाइज़ कर सकते हो, लाइक facebook.com/योर ब्रांड नेम। कस्टमाइज यूआरएल हेल्प करेगा इजी सर्च ऑफ योर ब्रांड पेज. It also help your audience or fan base to remember your brand in social media platforms. Now the next part comes is content. Content which play a very important role to engage your audience. In digital, primarily content is divided into two parts. First is creative and second one is post copy. So we'll start with creative. Creative will be either image or video, but there are few points you have to take care. Number one is creative will be in 80-20 ratio, means 80% image और video and 20% text. 80% आपका image और video portion होगा और 20% आपका supportive text होगा creative में. Then the second point is use of right creative type of right audience. You all have seen in social media that some creatives are landscape, some are vertical and some are square. Square images and videos are good if your targeted audience are mobile users. You have seen a lot of square images in Instagram and Facebooks. Landscape images and videos are good for AdWord post or paid promotion, especially for the laptop and desktop audiences, whereas vertical images are used in stories. Then third point is always use the right dimension of creatives. These dimensions are different for different social media platforms. सही डायमेंशन आपकी पोस्ट को हेल्प करेगा टू रीच मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ ऑडियंसेस. फॉर वीडियो क्रिएटिव्स देयर आर सम रिकमेंडेशन फॉर ड्यूरेशन इन सम सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स. लाइक फॉर इंस्टाग्राम the duration of a video is 30 seconds. Facebook it's 1 minute. YouTube it's 2 minutes. किसी भी वीडियो पोस्ट में शुरू के 10 सेकेंड बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं, बिकॉज वही डिसाइड करते हैं कि आपका ऑडियंस उस वीडियो को एंड तक देखेगा कि नहीं. सो वर्क हार्ड टू मेक योर फर्स्ट 10 सेकेंड वीडियो पार्ट मोर इंटरेक्टिव एंड एंगेजिंग. Now the next point is make sure there is enough contrast in your creative, either it's image or video, and choose contemporary colors and don't over edit the image or video. Make sure all your creatives will be responsive or mobile friendly. Now let's come to the post copy of the content part. Post copy extend your brand voice to your ad copy. Like music teacher emphasize on learning and practice music, whereas musician highlight the enjoyment of the music. पोस्ट कॉपी में आपके पर्सनल ब्रांड की बेसिक थीम शो होनी चाहिए, जिससे ऑडियंस आपके ब्रांड के साथ कनेक्ट कर सके. देन क्लियरली कम्युनिकेट द who, what, when, where and why in your post copy. सपोज अगर कोई म्यूजिक टीचर अपना पोस्ट बना रहा है, देन who stands for music teacher, what stands for learn music, where stands for online, why stands for because they help you to learn music. We learned about visibility, content part. Now question comes, how to connect with the audience. To connect with the audience, there are several methods. First method is use of hashtags. Hashtag is a label of content. It helps others who are interested in certain topic quickly find content on the same topic. Suppose music teacher uses hashtag online music classes without space and hashtag guitar learning without space in posts. So audience who are searching for online music classes or guitar learning can see the post. Similarly, musicians can use hashtag classical music lovers without space, hashtag rock music lovers without space. Hashtag helps you to get noticed to your targeted audience organically. Second method is use of tags. During post, you can tag different pages, groups, keywords related to your post. Tagging help you to get in notice to your tagged pages or keyword search in that social media platform. You can also share your post in different social media platforms. Now question comes, what is the best time to promote or post? For choosing best time to post completely depend upon what is your target audience and how much you know about their behavior. Let's take an example. If you are a music teacher and your target audience is music learner and music student, so best time is after 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Whereas if you are a musician and your target is music lovers, classical music lovers or professionals who are interested to listen music, the best time to post is after 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. आपने आपको ऑडियंस के बारे में जितना डीप नॉलेज होगा उतना ही आपकी पोस्ट इफेक्टिव होगी. Now the next topic is symmetry of post in social media platform pages. Till now we learned visibility, content, connection with the audience and best time to post. Now question comes, how audience remember my page as a personal brand or brand? To make brand impact in mind of audience, it's very important that all your social media platform pages posts are similar symmetry, like same logo, same color combination, URL, font size, font style, some sort of punchline. Now now communicate with your audience in social media, especially for the music marketing. It's very important that you will always communicate with your audience or fan base either via messenger or via comment replies. This help audience to feel an emotional bond with you as a brand and increase your fan base. टू वेज कम्युनिकेशन बहुत ज़रूरी है, स्पेशली इन सोशल मीडिया. इससे आपका लिसनर और फैन आपको अपने आप से कनेक्टेड फील करता है. पॉपुलराइज और मोनेटाइज. व्हाट डू यू वांट थ्रू म्यूजिक मॉनिटरिंग मार्केटिंग? आप पॉपुलर होना चाहते हो या मनी अर्न करना चाहते हो? रिक्वेस्ट यू टू ऑल ऑफ यू, प्लीज टाइप योर आंसर इन चैट बॉक्स. Okay, so for popularize or monetize, whatever option you choose, remember you must plan your music marketing according to that. Suppose you are a music teacher and choose to popularize. Your goal is to popularize your social media business page between music learners, music students, etc. So you must create long videos having more learning tips and tricks that help music students and increase your fan base. If you are a musician earning from video or website and choose to monetize, then you have to post killer teasers, short video clips of your performances, and call to action button will be your website or video URL. Did you know 8 billion videos are viewed daily in Facebook globally? Over to Glenn. Thank you.
Questions, answers about they want to monetize their thing. It's great. I mean, I think as a musician, everybody wants to, get out there and try out this medium of online marketing and try to get the best out of it. So I've put out some things for you to share with all of you as a musician, as a teacher, that you'd like to do. As I said in the beginning, there are many teachers online, there are musicians. Now that we are in the situation of the virus issue, we would like to want to jam online with all these apps. We want to teach online, especially people who want to share with friends and have this fun time performing live would be also really, really fun. So I think there are some fundamental things that we need to always remember. First of all, is you need to get your sound right. Okay, I will say it again. You need to get your sound correct. Right now, as I'm speaking, you can hear very clearly it's about the sound, so you can bear and can listen more. But if your sound is not good, it's not going to help you. All right. So um, apart from having a good sound, you need to look at at this part, I see many people will just take a mobile phone or a laptop and start teaching or jamming. All right, which is not like, this is a very standard way, right? You take a laptop and you just start talking and you start doing things, which is not a very, very good way of doing things. Because having a good audio for your attendees is very, very important, especially for musicians. If you have good sound coming, it will be more understandable to the musicians who are playing along with you. It will be much easier to play live also. So the question will everybody asks is, what do we need to do? So we need to have some basics that we need to acquire with us in order to have this. But they all have to be good quality. That is very, very important. It's very, very important to make sure you have great quality of stuff that you use. People would want to buy something very cheap, but then after some time they would change, and it's not worth it doing anything. So आपको जब भी कुछ, if you want to do something online, please good quality products use करिए. It is very, very important. It will just save you all the hassles of connection with anything. Okay, I've seen many people they buy a product which is not so because it's available online for a small price, वो ले लेंगे. Then after that, when they connect it, there are many, many problems, many, many connection issues. ये नहीं connect हो रहा, वो नहीं connect हो रहा. So it is very, very difficult to get forward with what you want to do. So I put down few things that you all need to know. Is first and foremost, have a great, great instrument. All right, having a great instrument is very, very important, because if you don't have a keyboard, like if you have the I series, it helps you with all these features. I'll tell you a few of them. Example, you want to do a teaching session and you want to teach any kind of examination, example Trinity, or you want to teach any kind of song to your students, you need to have a registration memory so you can just quickly change, because you got a very limited time online, and then you want to just quickly select and start playing. So if you have like a registration bank, it really, really helps. The I series has got 4 registrations, 8 banks. There's a video also on the Yamaha Music India page about registrations, which will explain to you much more details about how registrations can help you work through different sounds and styles very quickly. Then if you're a musician and you want to record a song, or you jam with somebody, you want to record something, then the recording function is available. You just hit record, you play your song, you can make your own backing music that you would want to sing along with. All right. Then if you look at music database, I've covered these topics in the past. Music database is something which has got all these settings made for you with all the songs, that you can just select any of them and start playing immediately. So it's really good for jamming sessions. If you're jamming with a friend, after work, you can immediately just select any of the song. Let's do this song, and probably he would sing and you would play. That kind of thing you can do. So music database is really, really that songbook which has got all the information inside. And then with all this, you can reach out to getting good quality, going through your settings of the machine, of your keyboard, to the audience. Now if you say, okay, now the audience wants to connect with the keyboard. Now how does the keyboard connect to the computer is the question, right? So that's why I say use a good headphone so you can listen to yourself and what other people also are playing, so it is nice and clear. You don't need to bother other people around you. If you have a system in your house, it's great. You can hook it up, you can hook up your computer to it. It's great. Having an audio interface is really, really important. That is the junction, that bus which takes everything on and brings everything to the computer. That's why you can get all this sound coming to you. If you're using, if you're singing or you're talking, you can just have any kind of microphone, a dynamic microphone, or you can have a condenser microphone. It's all up to you. All right. And most important is cables. I've seen so many people in this lockdown situation have been calling me and asking me, Glenn, I can't connect this. Why it's not happening? And without looking, I just said, just change that particular cable and everything works fine. So many times, बहुत बहुत बार होता है कि हमारे cables कभी कभी they break or they don't connect. So the you're not able to connect easily. So have to have very good quality cables. Very, very important. Apart from that, also you will also need a laptop. Obviously, I think आज के time पे everybody got a laptop, and you can use the laptop camera like how I'm using it. अगर आपके पास लैपटॉप नहीं है, you can nowadays do everything on the phone. तो आप फोन से भी कर सकते हैं, but you can connect the phone through the sound card, the audio interface that you have, and everything can happen through that. So if you have a laptop, if you have a phone, if you have a tablet or an iPad, you can connect all of these devices to a sound card. So having a good instrument connected to the sound card, a microphone to the sound card, get a good pair of headphones. The sound card connects to your computer or a phone or a iPad or an Android tab. Everything will work fine because that will change all the information and put it inside the computer. So when I listen to it as a teacher, I can give you a good class. You as a student can listen to good quality. Okay. Then as a musician, if I'm jamming, I can listen to the other musician playing very clearly because my headphones are good. He can listen to me with good quality. So example, if I'm playing a Hindi song, अगर हम हिंदी गाना बजाते हैं and you want to play like a nice style, you can take maybe boli 1, boli 2, and you can play the style, and the other person, आपका दोस्त हो सकता है जो गा सकता है वहाँ से, he can sing from there and he can enjoy that feel of the music. The people who have been with us webinar के साथ, हमारे साथ जो webinar, from all the webinars that we've done, if you might have heard Adolph singing very clearly. You could hear his keyboard sounding very clearly. ये सब possible है क्योंकि Adolph had connected a audio interface to the computer. So he could connect his keyboard, so he could listen to all the styles which are there. Using the styles, it's so much fun to have music playing, so you can help you to help you to sing better, or the other person can get inspired to sing. Maybe you have the I series, the other person does not have it. आपका कोई दोस्त हो सकता है who can sing better. Even if you're teaching something, a student doesn't have the board, but he can get a lot of encouragement by listening to good quality and try to bring up the best in what he can play. All right. So just like football, I think a lot of people don't play football in India, but it's more about cricket. But end of the day, it's all about the goal, right? If I want to hit a six, so if in terms of football, it's the goal. So if you have a good goal, if you know where your goal is, it's very, very easy to know where we are going. If your goal is to give quality classes, so you have students from now till maybe for the couple of years from now, then you will focus on these things. If your goal is just to hang out and have some fun, then that is your goal. If your goal is monetization, then you need to take it seriously. As I said, music is our business. If it's our business, we need to know everything about it, how it works, how do we invest inside this to make it better. Okay. Then something that a lot of people don't know is defining yourself. I've seen many teachers, especially, they would try to teach everything. I need to teach keyboard, guitar, vocals, violin, drums, ये वो. It's all good, you can teach, I think, anything that you want as per your capability. However, if you focus on one particular instrument, and then you can you can make the best out of that instrument to teach somebody. That means you can research more on that particular instrument. You can give more information to your students, much more, right? So whether it is singing, whether it is playing keyboard or guitar, bass, anything. So it is very important. So you need to know what you are good at. So that will define yourself. And as Vivek already explained, you need to build your brand. That is what is important. So unless you know what you are and what you are looking for, what is your goal, you cannot reach out to those people out there. Okay? And very important for everybody, as a musician, as a teacher, we always have this problem of budget, right? I think money is something that everybody, you guys agree? How many people agree with me that budget is very difficult for musicians or teachers? You see people writing down? Yes, it does, right? So you see, you have to have a budget. So I'm not emphasizing on buying expensive, super expensive products. What I'm encouraging you to have a budget where you can get best at a best time. You have, what was that? How do you define a Hindi song? Okay, we'll take questions in a little while. So you have to have a good budget of buying things slowly. You don't need to buy everything at one time. You can keep buying things slowly. What is important, you can put priority to that, have a budget, have a great instrument. That is really important as a musician, as a teacher, is why I always tell everybody to just wait for a while. If you want to buy a particular instrument, take some time, arrange the funds, and you can talk to dealers. Today we have so many options of financing and stuff like that. So it's really important to have a good instrument and have these gears, like having these basics which will be forever with you till you're doing music. So I'll just play back a quick a quick video for you guys, so you all can enjoy this. Where has it gone? Here. So this is a different one that people have not seen in the past. Check this out.
Been through things I would've sent man mental. I'm a walking flexing journal, yeah. I got bands on me, I'm orchestral.
All right. I hope you guys liked the video. This is one of the Yamaha's video about talking about waves. You can see how great it sounds with having good sound. So I hope you enjoyed this session where we quickly, brought this topic. I thought of having a topic where in today's time we need to understand how important digital marketing is. So we need to have a great online experience and how internet can help us reach out to many groups out there. I believe most of you have taken notes, and especially information shared will help you build a cohesive brand for yourself. So next, for the webinar of Tones of Tradition, we have a special topic which is called Indian and Western classical music. I'm sure you guys got many questions about that, and I won't give you any more details. I just want you to keep it suspense this time for you to come and watch the last episode, which is going to be Indian and Western classical music. So a quick recap that we did is something like this. Where's the recap gone? 1 minute. Just hold on. There you go. Recap was here. Yeah, there you go. So in the recap for people who came in late, we did how important is marketing for today's time. We talked about where do we start? What is our start point? Vivek gave us some great tips of how do we start from that point where we're not knowing where to do. We learned the tips of being visible online. This was really important, eye-opening tips. We learned how good instrument can change a teaching lesson or a performance jamming or a worship. Anything can be made great with good instruments. Recording on your keyboard, registration memory on the keyboard, music database on the keyboard, like the ICs, gives you so much of freedom to do so much more performance everywhere that you have. And without saying, good quality. Please, I urge you to please stick with good quality. Whatever you buy, please make sure it's a good quality. It will just save you so much of time, and will keep you inspired all the time. Okay, so I will quickly now. We'll just take some questions. Are we on for some questions here? We got some questions coming in. Right, looks like we got. Oh, we've got some questions coming in. Yes. Okay, so we have Nathan. He says, I'll keep this on this one and keep it here. Is it okay from here? Yes, this is much better. Okay, so let's take the questions now. Buddy, how do we define a Hindi song? Oh, Nathan, I don't think you're from here. So how do you define a Hindi song? Hindi is just a language, okay? So you have different music instruments that are used for a Hindi song. If you're talking about Indian classical music, then Indian classical music has got Indian instruments like tabla, tanpura, you have mridangam in the Carnatic style of music. So Hindi songs can be anything depending on what you're talking about, the genre point of view. If it's Indian classical, then Hindi song is a poetry that they bring forward using instruments to bring out the feeling of the song. Yeah, makes sense? Okay. I thought Hindi is a language. Music is not indie. Music is not indie. Yeah, music is not indie. Hindi is the language, Nathan. All right, so another question, please explain. This question comes from, can't read the name, Anubhuti. I hope I got it right. I'm sorry. Please explain how to make good quality videos for acoustic piano. Now, regarding video, I cannot talk much about video because I'm not a specialist with video. For audio, I can tell you, for acoustic piano, definitely you need to have a great sounding acoustic room to record an acoustic piano. That's why you'll have these studios most of the time. They have got acoustic treatment done in the rooms that keeps the room very damp. And if you have a a piano depends whether you're recording a grand piano or an upright piano or a digital piano. It all depends on that. And if you're doing acoustic piano, then I would say you need to have, you need to have mics set in the correct place. So example, if you're taking a grand piano, so the grand piano will have mics placed on the octaves, both sides. You'll have mics placed on the end of the grand piano, and there'll be sometimes mics under the piano also. Now it all depends on how do you want to connect your audience to. Okay, you want to hear the piano very bright, so then you'll connect mics accordingly. Then the piano will sound different, depending on your song, how you want to do it. If it's classical, then you would need to have condenser mics placed, shotgun mics placed. So the studios, if you go there, they will recommend you so many options, and then you can decide whether you like that sound of the piano or you would like something more. So they can change microphones accordingly. Then video, if you want to shoot, I think that's the best place to shoot. Just put a camera, you talk to some video guys, and they can help you with how to connect, cameras in the studio. I've seen so many people, especially like Alicia Keys. She's got a lot of videos online, which is recorded in the studio. There are so many. James Blunt is there. There's so many musicians who record in the studio. So it's very easy to do that. All right. There's a question from Mohan. Is music freelancing legit in India? It is. I think freelancing music is legit anywhere. Everywhere in the world, as a musician, you can go and freelance anywhere. You just need to get work. So if getting work is the question you're asking, then you need to just get in touch with some musicians, get to know some groups, bands, and I think you can get anything easily. Explain me about audio interface. This one, Paul. Okay, so Paul, with Yamaha, we have this, this set called the Steinberg set. So Steinberg is owned by Yamaha. They've come up with this cute-looking setup, which has got a microphone, a headphone, and an audio interface. So what the audio interface does is it connects all your, channels like a mixer. Connects the channels, I told you it's a bus, right? So you take all your all your instruments and you put it in the bus, and then you send it to the computer using a USB. Nowadays we have Lightning, so USB to host or USB to USB or Lightning to USB, anything, depending on that. So that will take all your signals and place it inside the computer as an audio interface for the computer. Otherwise, what happens is you are using the audio interface of the computer, which is not that powerful to handle music instruments because it's very hot signal, right? I see a lot of people trying to connect using the microphone. They'll connect the keyboard directly to the microphone. Now that is not the right way to do it because you're sending a lot of hot signals going inside it. Now that cannot handle it. Okay, so that means you need an audio interface which has got all the the preamps that go inside, and then they kind of give you a nice balance that you can play, and then volume wise you can adjust accordingly. Like I think, Paul, you've heard in the past webinars how Adolf is singing. It's so clear. You can hear his voice, you can hear the keyboard, you can hear so clearly. So it's very, very easy when you connect it and you have volume set correctly. Now having a good instrument, when I say, is also important because an audio interface got just that much limit to push volume, right? But you should have on your keyboard also these settings that you can kind of draw back volume, because the audio interface does not work to change EQ. Okay, so your keyboard has to have that in order to make the sound fat, big, small, whatever. Okay, in the I series there's a special EQ button that we've put called India. So when you put that on, you get a very clear mix of the styles and the voices that you're playing. So it gives a good balance to your ears. It is not too bassy or too trebly, not too mid. It's like very well mixed. And we've tried it in different setups and systems. So we can very confidently tell you that if you use India, then definitely you'll get a great sound. All you need to just turn down the volume which again on the keyboard you have a knob. So that is what audio interface does. Okay, a question from Rohini. Welcome, Rohini, again. What kind of wire or cable do I use to connect to speakers that I already have at home? Now, Rohini, it depends on what kind of system you have. Now, when you talk about home systems, like nowadays, there's a trend of having speakers which are just one speaker, and the input you have to check out what is the input. All right. So I don't have any cables right now here with me to show you. So a standard key instrument connection would be from the keyboard. You will have a XLR, a phono jack, okay, which goes in the guitar. You might have seen it, and on the other side you will have also a phono jack. So if you go to any music store, you see online a phono to phono, you will find the cable available, and you should see in your system there is a phono connection. Then you can connect your instrument to that. Okay, there are other combinations also where you have a phono and you have an XLR also. That is also possible depending on what your audio system can take in. Okay, but as I said, audio systems are made for CD music, for soft music. Music instruments need a little more stronger part to do. Okay, so just be careful of looking at the cable, see what your inputs are, and then you can check what instrument you want to use. You can also use in the car we use an aux cable, right? You can also use that, and then the other end of it you can probably put an adapter which goes inside the keyboard as phones, and then it will go to your system as a mini jack or a mic, whatever. Not the right way to do it, but just a workaround for your home use. All right. Next question we have is from Vivan again. What is the most famous music genre in India? Come on, Vivan. I think you've seen all the webinars till now. Very commonly, I can say most popular is the popular music that we listen to. If you're talking about India, India has got so many people who like different kinds of music, but there's no doubt that the Indian music industry is very, very prominent, and everybody would listen to it. Even some people say, oh, you know what, I don't want to hear Indian music, it's fine, I don't want the Hindi music, movie music and all that stuff. But when you listen to it, it is really, really pleasing to our ears sometimes. Some of the songs definitely. So I would say the most famous genre in India would be film music. Okay. Then we have a question from Nathan. Okay. The video you played was great. Could you please tell us the bit rate and frequency in which the track was recorded? Okay, so Nathan, when you're recording, there are 3 formats that you need to follow. Okay, if you are recording really, really high standards, so this is the industry standard I'm talking about. Till few years before, everybody was very comfortable recording on a 24-bit rate. Okay, and if you talk about today, a lot of people are recording in 96 kilohertz. Okay, so 24-bit or 48 is what 24, 48 or 96 is what you can record in. That will just give you the size of the file will be so humongous. So you need to have a really, really good system to handle that. So if you can do that, it'll be great. Otherwise, I could recommend you to record in 24/48. That is like a standard which can be which can give you great results. However, the playback, when you mix and master and then you forward the track later on, it will get into 16 bits. Okay, which is the playback quality on a CD or whatever. So you can listen to that. So when you record in a high level of recording, it will obviously come down. And nowadays I've heard people putting like MP3s is like it's really, really bad quality of sound. Okay, so I hope you answered the question. What is the best DAW I can use according to you? So Nathan, I mean, DAWs, there are so many DAWs out there today. I always tell people when you're doing recording or you're getting into production, you should try out different DAWs. Okay, for me, I started using the Cubase LE, back long time back in time, and I felt it was so comfortable for me because I had to do MIDI as well as audio, and the audio translation was very transparent and very clear to me. Okay, the interface was at that time it was little, Cubase Lee was very, very old. And at that time, I was just getting into learning what happens, and the interface was kind of difficult to handle. But today, when I'm using the Cubase Pro version, I see there are so many tools that are so quick on my pad that I can easily click and things happen like magic. Even when I'm recording audio, vocals or a string instrument or whatever, I would see a clear, transparent sound coming to my ears. Not like you record a sound and you hear something else and it's played something else. So it's very transparent. So I would recommend a Steinberg Cubase if you can get that. And it's very easy today. It's they've been very kind to give you a free version. If you get any of the synth of Yamaha, then you get a Cubase AI for free, which is a great thing to do. And you can immediately start doing your recording work. If you want to buy the pro version, then you can get the version for 15 days to try it out. Maybe you can download it, try it out, and if you like it, then you can buy it. I think it's going to be great for you, seeing how it works. Probably just get a few learn from somebody. If someone can teach you shortcuts, it'll be really, really effective for you with Cubase. All right. Then comes a question: how does one control frequencies in audio interface while transmitting, like example? Okay, this is a question from Nathan again. How does you control the frequency? Okay, when you talk about frequency, you're talking about EQ, is what I'm assuming, right? So as I said, an audio interface is just taking a bus, takes everybody in, and then sends everything to you out. That's all what it does. Now, if your audio interface comes with a digital what is that digital interface, then you can do your EQing there on that. Okay, if your instrument has got that, then you can do all the frequency changes there. The volumes, however, has to be mapped on the audio interface. Okay, and then you can do a couple of checks, and then finally you can get a perfect volume and just leave it like that. Okay, so having good instruments, you don't need to tweak too much of volumes. You can just keep them the way it is and it'll be really fine. But if you get some other instruments, you got to push in a lot of bass, a lot of treble. Oh, it's really a pain. It's really a pain. Okay, Paul, what are the function tempo measures in i500 to top right display? What are functions? Okay, so Paul, functions in the i500 are, the whole list of things that can help you do many, many things. So I'll start with one thing. Example, you are playing a song, okay? You play a style and you're playing a melody. Say you take, like a Bollywood one style, and you're playing a melody on maybe say piano or harmonium or whatever. So while you're doing that, you think, okay, I'm playing it on speakers or my headphones. I feel that my volume of my style is very loud. Okay, so what do? So you look for a setting which is there in the keyboard that can help you change that. So when you go in the functions, you will come to a menu which says style volume. Okay, so then you just drop that style volume down. So example is on 100 and 120 or 110, you drop it to about 80, example. Okay, so immediately you'll see that the style volume has gone down. Your right hand is right there how it is, and the volume that you can keep is the same. And now you can hear you're playing a bit louder and your style is gone a little lesser. This is one of the functions which are there in the functions. Another example would be I'm doing a piano, I'm doing like a worship, just playing piano, and I'm playing piano really, nice and nice. And then I decide that during the next part of the, of the song, I will try to take some strings, add some strings to it. Now, when I select dual voice and I play, my strings are like really loud compared to the piano. It's not like soothing, I just want to just dip the volume. If I have to play loud, the strings also get loud. So I need to find something to do about that. So I go again to my functions, and there I'll find dual volume. So I will reduce the dual volume a little bit. So now when I'm playing, I'm getting the piano very loud, and I get my strings coming very nice and soft, kind of complementing my piano. And then not only that, in case you think, oh, that string should be, if you're playing in a room like this and we want to get some, reverb coming into the piano or in the, strings, then I can go again to my functions and go in my dual volume. And then after dual volume, I'll say reverb, dual reverb, and I can push that up. So when I'm playing now, I'll see that reverb getting more lush and gets more bigger because of the, reverb. Similarly, if I want to add reverb to my piano, again I'll go to the function and I will push the reverb in the piano. So automatically I get this big, concert sound which I want to get while I'm playing. So this is one of them. You asked about what is tempo. Now tempo is very simple. You can just, when you're playing a beat, you want to have a tempo running at whatever speed you're running at. You don't want a song to keep going fast. So every song has got a fixed tempo. It doesn't move anywhere. You just have a fixed tempo. It's like you take a slow song, it'll be like 80 or 90 beats per minute. You take a dance song, it'll be like 120, sometime 125. You take like a super fast song, it's like 135. And if you take a twist, it's like 160. So it's like, oh, it's really, really fast. It's really, really fast. Okay. Measures, again, is how you calculate measures, how many beats per bar. Okay. So that is what is in the function. I mean, there are many. I can spend a whole week telling you about functions, but I've got so many other questions. So you can just check them online about the function lists that are there, how it can do a lot of things with you. Okay, Rohini, you asked another question. Which audio interface to use with PSRI 500? So as I said, you can use the Steinberg. As I said, Steinberg has got many options. Okay, I don't recall all the options, but if you go to our website in.yamaha.com, you can just click on audio interface or Steinberg. You'll have all this information there. And if you think you have a question that you're not able to understand why and all that, just email us. I'm sure our specialist will definitely attend to your answer and send it to you that you can understand much more better. Probably you can make a phone call also to us. We can help you on that too. All right. Fine. Then thank you very much for all of you. Nathan, Glenn, how can I record a clear audio and video on my mobile, though there's a camera, microphone? Okay, so Nathan, this was a question a lot of people asked also to me during this lockdown period. A lot of people have this question of how do I record with a mobile? Okay, so mobile has got a microphone. Okay, so if I show you my mobile, you see this. There's a microphone which is here. Now the microphone in your phone is omnidirectional. Okay. Now there are different kind of microphones. Just to give you a quick brief for everyone to understand, there are microphones which are dynamic microphones, which you see on stage when you sing. You need to hold it close to your mouth. Okay, like you saw Adolphe, he'll be using a dynamic microphone, singing closely. If you use an omnidirectional microphone, which is in the phone, it picks up the sound of everything around you. Okay, it's like one microphone, it picks up everything around you. So when you're recording outside source using like a keyboard, speakers, or singing together, it will pick up everything plus the outside noise. So what you need to do is you need to split your channel to two different sources. So if you're using like an iPhone, then you can easily connect the cable, which goes the lightning cable, to a USB. And if you have an audio interface, you can play all your instruments there. It will record very clearly to your phone. You don't need to use the microphone of the mobile phone. You need to split that channel and use playing musical instruments and singing together, if that is what you want to do. If you're just playing instruments, you just connect it straight away to the keyboard and it is doing your job. Okay, so that is what you can do. So you need to find that connection between the phone and your your audio interface. Okay, next question comes from Rohini again. How do I change the scale in i500 from C to A maybe? I mean, it's very simple, Rohini. If you're using the example, if you're talking about tabla tanpura, the Riyaz function, Then the knobs on the right hand side can change the key instantaneously. You just change you bring the assign button to the next number 2, which is on 1 already. Bring it on 2, and you change the knob, and automatically you'll see that the key will change. It changes in 12 keys, so you can move very easily. If you're talking about changing the transpose of the keyboard, the whole keyboard, then you can go in the functions again, and in the functions you'll find something called transpose. There you just go +1 and you keep changing your keys. So if it's C and you want to play A, okay, so if I'm playing C, I'll go 1 2 3, so -3, and you'll be playing in C, but you'll be actually sounding in A. Okay, that is what you can do. All right. Then we have a question from Vivan again. How do we identify any music genre? Like you said, filmy music. May you tell the difference in the most popular genres? Okay, so the most, I mean, Vivan, it's very subjective on what is most popular. Vivek explained to us about how we can measure our requirements. So similarly, if we want to know what is the best possible genres of music, again we can use internet. I think if you just Google something up, it will probably tell you what is the most popular music going on, because they have got so many people listening to it. This guy Vivek explained there are what 1,000 songs that are uploaded, and I don't know how many millions, 1 billion people see things, music every day. So maybe tell the difference of the most popular genres. So the difference, if I say, okay, I'll give you a quick difference. If I talk about say Indian classical music, then by listening to the instruments you'll come to know whether this is a classical music or if it's an EDM music. EDM music will have a lot of kick drum. Very, in the 80s they had this, kick called the 808. So you'll have a lot of kick drum, a lot of less vocals. Not like any, full structured songs, but you'll have like a very nice synth sound happening that will define it's a synth song. That means it's an EDM song. If it is like a singer-songwriter kind of song, like something like Ed Sheeran or something like that, then you'll hear a lot of guitar, a lot of vocal-based songs. You listen to Nora Jones, you'll hear a lot of piano, a lot of vocals. That will tell you, okay, it's very vocal genre song, like more like vocal jazz that is there. Easy listening would be something like Ed Sheeran's. If you talk about movie music also, there are some beautiful songs in movies today that have just guitar and vocals. In a sad scene or a love scene or a tense scene, they'll just play some really beautiful arrangements. So all depends. Music genres change depending on the instrument you're listening to. You can define them yourself, because I think maybe last year I was just checking out the amount of genres that have come, and they're like, oh, there are so many genres. They're like, you talk about EDM, there's EDM house, then there's tech EDM, there is a minimal EDM, then there's trance, and then there's so many other options that are, you just go crazy listening of so many genres. It just made things, categorized differently for people. So it's for me, it's a lot of pressure to check what it is. So I would just, I just prefer my standard stuff that I listen to. Rock, maybe. Oh, I understand rock because there's distortion guitar, there's drums, and you hear the vocals very clearly. You listen to some pop music like the Eagles. They got some really great lyrics, good music playing. Some country music, you immediately know the banjo is coming, some guitars are coming, some vocals are coming into choirs. Gospel music, So it's a vast explanation to actually tell you why is the difference. So I can only say is that music genres would be divided based on the melody and the words and the instruments that are used. Okay. All right. So from Gupta says, what is transpose in keyboard? I have the I450. Okay. So transpose, if you don't know what is transpose, this is Subroto, Subroto Gupta. So transpose is like, for instance, you play a happy birthday, okay? You play happy birthday, and in your happy birthday, you learnt it in one particular key. Example, you learn it in the key of C, all right? Now, when you are singing the song, you're playing it in C, you can't sing because the key of the song is too low or too high. Okay, this happens when you're especially uh, accompanying yourself with somebody like a singer or something. So if you're a singer or you are singing in the key of A, for instance, there's a webinar that we did of how to find your key. So you can play in the C, but if the person who's singing is singing in a different key, example, he's singing in the key of A, okay, then I would go to the functions and I press transpose and I'll reduce it -3. That means C, B, B flat, A. Okay, so I'll go 1, that is B, then I go to B flat, then I'll come to A, that is 3, right? So it'll come -3 there on the keyboard, is transpose, and you continue playing in your C. Okay, you keep playing in your C key, but you'll hear that the sound of the instrument is sounding in the key of A, because we've shifted the instrument from C to A. So you continue playing in C, and the singer can sing peacefully because you already transposed it to A. It's a very common thing with many musicians. Sometimes they have a bad throat and say, you know what, can you just drop the key a little bit more? I'll be much comfortable to sing. So immediately we can just change the keys. In keyboard, we have this facility of transpose. In guitar, we don't have. It is difficult in guitar. Okay, so that is transpose. I hope you understood the transpose. Okay, then how to identify best position to place mic while playing acoustic guitar? Okay, so this question comes from Sagar. All right. So I assume, Sagar, you're using a acoustic guitar without a pickup. Okay, so microphone again. Now I'll explain quickly about when you're miking an acoustic instrument. Okay, now there are, again, you got to use a microphone which is facing towards yourself. Okay, so for the example, I have the guitar here, and I need to position the mic right there. So now if you take a microphone like a condenser microphone, like you take a Steinberg condenser microphone, and you place it right facing towards your guitar sound hole. Okay, so you're strumming right there, and the mic is right there, so you can see it's blocking your the sound hole by your picking. It will pick up all the sound. Okay, it'll pick up all the sound. However, if you don't have a dynamic microphone, don't have a condenser microphone, then you would need to use like a shotgun microphone, okay, which is like a little bit longer in shape, and you place it right at the on your on the body of your guitar. Okay, so then it will pick up the sound from there. So when you're playing, it will just pick up the resonance sound of the guitar body. Okay, now again, it depends on what kind of sound are you looking for. Are you looking for the whole body sound coming out of the guitar, or you want to hear the tail sound of the guitar, or you also want to capture the fret noises of the guitar? It all depends on that. So if you really want to capture everything about the guitar, I would say go to a studio, place 3 mics on the tail, on the picking area, and on your fretboard. So when you're playing, you get all those sounds, your fret, changing sliding sounds, you get your rhythm sounds, you get your tail sound. So later when you're mixing your song, you get a nice broad perspective to play with your guitar. Okay, otherwise if you have like one microphone, it's picking up everything, you cannot play with the dynamics of the guitar. So recording is a very subjective topic depending on how you like the sound for your song. Okay, I hope you understood the question though. The answer what I gave. A question comes from Mohan. The recording acoustic, which is the best way, through cables or through mics? I think I just explained, Mohan, about how to record using a microphone. If you have a guitar which is with a built-in pickup, acoustic guitar, then you can use both ways. In the studio, I've always used a mic guitar. That means you're getting a signal coming from the electronics inside the acoustic guitar, and also I'm using an external microphone, so it picks up all the ambience. So it reminds me to tell you about, we have this very amazing guitar with Yamaha, which came in fairly recently. It's called the Trans Acoustic. Okay, I think you all have to try this guitar, because if you will feel so different. I mean, I won't tell you much about it. If you can check it on the website, listen to the sound, listen to the people playing it, you'll understand what magic it does. And all these questions you're asking about how to connect the mic, it'll just change the way you see how acoustic guitars are made today with Yamaha, especially. Okay. All right. Oh, that's a lot of questions, guys. All right. So let's wait for some more questions. Wow. We've got some new people who've attended the webinar. I'm really happy to see some new people today. It's really, really good that all of you, are so, do you want to know a lot of things? I mean, it's so great to have music, things like this that you can share. It's much, much easier. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Abhishek. Question again from can I use the same amplifier for electric guitar, 6-string and a bass guitar? I'm using the same for practice. I'm not getting the correct output. Okay, so Subroto, you seem to be a guitar player. Okay, this is off the topic of the webinar, but still, it's fine. I can explain to you. Can I use the same amplifier for guitar, electric guitar, and bass guitar? You cannot. Okay, that's what I would say. You cannot. There's a reason why bass guitars have got bass amps and why electric guitars got electric amps. Okay, the difference is because the frequency the bass guitar will bring out is more bass frequency. You're talking about, if you've seen the EQ curve, like the 200, that range which your kick comes, that is the range you're talking about in your EQ. That is what the bass amp will actually drive out. It will not give you this top end EQ curve. So when you play bass, you don't want that whack whack whack, that bright kind of sound. But the guitar, you need it because your gauge is different, right? Your gauge is different. The application for the guitar is different. You're using 6 strings. You're going to play chords. You're going to use distortion, and for distortion you need mids, bass, and highs. But for bass, you just need mids and bass. That's the 2 things which you mostly need. They give you on the bass amp, they would give you a knob which is like a highs knob. You just to give that brightness to your bass. Now, as I said in the beginning, good quality, very, very important. Before the lockdown happened, I was touring around and I had an opportunity to play at one of these places in Bangalore, and I had this beautiful Pacifica guitar. Okay, and I remember they had given me another guitar, same Pacifica, different model, and I connected that guitar and I played it, and I didn't feel very comfortable, so I changed the guitar to the other Pacifica, different model though, and immediately I could feel the change. Now I've not changed any EQing on my guitar. Okay, both of them I didn't change, just plugged it and I played. That's what a good instrument does. If you get a great bass guitar, a great electric guitar, like I've checked out the RBX series, phenomenal guitars. You just plug them and you get the perfect tone that you need. So on your EQ, like even now when I'm performing live, even online, or if I'm performing, on a stage, my EQs are always flat. I do not change my EQs, whether it's keyboard, and I would just dip my bass a little bit. But because on my keyboard I have a EQ setup, I can just cut off the low end. So the main, the sound guy does not need to do too many things. Okay. If I'm using guitar, then my pedal will take care of all that cutting off the sounds. Because many times, like we have this show every year with Yamaha called the Teens Rock, and I've seen so many students which come in and they perform. They don't know these basics of how to take off the unwanted frequencies of your instrument, which is not going to, it means that it'll create too much of mud, which we say in music language, too much of bass sounds, which is on the stage and gets all howling, 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 howling. So make sure you're using a correct amp if you're using, and your tones, whatever tones you're making from your whatever processor, you cut off the unwanted frequencies. Then you will see that your amp will sound perfect. Okay, even for bass, you would just need to use bass. Otherwise, you will kind of, if you play too much bass on your electric guitar amp, you will kind of, ruin the quality of your electric guitar when it connects. Okay, so just be very careful because lows are very, very powerful. Be careful. Subroto, sorry. Then Paul, how to use sync stop? Okay, so sync stop, Paul, is a very simple function with the keyboard has. I mean, to give you an example, there's a song from you. I mean, Paul, you have to tell me quickly. Do you listen to Punjabi music? Paul, you have to type quickly because then I can give you a quick example. No, okay. Do you listen to what kind of music? Tell me an artist that you listen to. Okay, do you listen to Ed Sheeran? No? Okay. Oh, how about... okay, so let me forget about the artist, fine. Okay, so you play a song, okay? You're playing a song and you switch the sync stop on, okay? So now when you're playing, there's a time which we call stabs, all right? So example, you're playing a style, dung, 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 and you lift your hands up and you go, da, 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 da. You understand my point? So it's like those stabs, we call them in music terms, stabs. So if the band plays, it goes da, 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 da. They stop, they don't play anything between. So when you're playing style, it's very difficult to stop the style in between. So the sync stop will do that for you. Press that and you press your key. The moment you lift your hand, you go da, da, and you lift your hands up, it will be no sound. Then you press it again, the sound comes again. Then you release it and then you play the song. I hope you understood that. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. So thank you very much for all your, kind comments. I'm really happy all of you could take so much notes from this webinar that we do. All the questions that you ask is really overwhelming. I'm very happy that you want to know so much more. And there's so much more with music that you can never. I keep studying every day about music and about all these frequencies. It's like so much to learn. It's really I don't think one life is enough to learn music. And with keyboards, Yamaha is doing so much more technology that is bringing in the keyboards that I think a lot of people should experience them, try to play with them. Especially the I series has got so much possibilities for you to improve, so many possibilities to experiment with and try to bring the identity about you right. If you know you're good at a particular subject that is classical or whatever you are good at, please try to find the identity by playing around. Without experimenting, you will not know how can we do this. Okay, so we have any more questions coming up? I can still wait for some more questions. Don't ask me some questions from your house related stuff. I can't do anything related to COVID, not at all. Like when it's going to change, I don't have any idea. I've not even checked the news, so I really don't know what is the situation today. I just wait, like Wednesday will come, I'll meet all of you guys online, we'll just share some music stuff and try to keep some harmony around us. Yeah, we have some more questions coming in. All right. Okay. So I guess everybody's questions are good to go. So thank you very much for attending this webinar once again. I really appreciate your time for coming and spending time with me and with all the Yamaha team. We had Vivek today who gave us some great insights on how to be visible online. And the next webinar, we'll have Adolf back again, and we'll have Adolf coming back. We have this. The topic next time is Indian classical music, Western classical music. I know a lot of people were asking me so many things, like how do we do this? And we have, I'm very happy to see somebody was from New Zealand, I think so. Some people from New Zealand, from different countries. That's really awesome to meet them. I don't think if I was doing a show live, if anybody could be from so far, but this is like a great opportunity. We can really connect with so many people. So I want to see all of you again for the webinar, which is going to happen next Wednesday. It's going to be the last webinar of Tones of Tradition. After that, we'll not be having this webinar. So I would want to see everybody who's been with us for all these webinars to be there. Adolf will be there. I will be there. Smita will be there. And all of us will have a great time. We'll try to do a lot of things. Probably if we can have somebody from you come up and do something for us online would also be a lot of fun. I'll try to figure out how we can do this with the application. But I'm looking forward so much to come on next Wednesday and share this topic called Indian classical music, Western classical music. I'm sure a lot of people have got a lot of questions about it. So we are open for the registrations, and I think all of you should be there, and I'm sure everybody's going to be there. So hope to see you all at the next webinar. And I would now Smita is somewhere there in the screen with us. So don't forget, again, we're on Facebook, YouTube. Please come and be part of the family. Try to talk with us, give your questions, answers, anything. Be a family. We all need to connect with each other. Connect with us, and we'll be very happy to attend to you anytime. And what else? Instagram. Yes, don't forget Instagram. We are always there. Please get friends, likes, everything what you can do, because today Vivek said the online is the key. Online is the key. Previously we used to say word of mouth. Now it is the digital word of mouth. So I think it's really cool time we are living in. It's a great time for us to be witnessing this great era that we have, digital world that we have. All right, so we have Smita. So thank you very much for all of you coming here. I'll leave Smita with you for the last word of thanks.
Thank you, Glenn. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vic, for such a wonderful and informative session. To everybody, thank you so much from Yamaha Music India. I would like to thank everyone for their presence. Hope this session helped you in better understanding Indian music. Post this session, you will get a thank you mail, a small brief of today's session, and a few details of session 8. Please don't forget to register for session 8. That will be your last session, and this 8th session will be the last stop of our journey of Yamaha I-Series Source of Tradition. So don't forget to register for session 8. That will be the last session for us, and link is there in your thank you mail. Please do register. So once again, thank you all. Thank you so much. Good night. Stay safe and stay healthy.
All right. Bye-bye.